Welcome to the Tribe Talk Show, live from Atlanta. On this show, you get real conversations, inspiring stories, entertainment, information that empowers, real talk. A safe space to learn and grow. Real sisterhood. Let's talk. Let's grow. Let's thrive together. Join the tribe. And now, here are your hosts, Tendai and Grace.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Tribe Talk Show. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you guys and for all the support that you've been giving us. How are you doing, Miss Grace?
I'm doing wonderful, and you look fabulous as ever.
Thank you. I try to go natural.
I love it. The updo is just really bringing out your face. It's really, you look very pretty.
Yeah, how's the summer going?
It's going good. You know, it's busy, but really good.
I saw you did an event in Canada.
Yes. We had a family event in Canada this few weekends ago, and it was really nice. It was just so beautiful connecting with the extended families, seeing all the cousins, aunties. Yeah, we had an amazing time.
Oh, that's good.
Hope you are having a wonderful one too.
I am. I think this summer is not as busy for me.
That's
just
good.
Because I'm studying and I'm doing a lot of other things, so it's not as crazy as usually
used to be.
We like to be out and about, but it's been a low-key summer for us.
Yeah, for us it's almost over, which is why I'm really excited that we got the kids in the studio with us today. So today's episode is very close to home. It's gonna be a fun one. I'm really excited about it.
So we decided that, as parents, especially as African parents, we always think we do things the right way. We always think we're perfect. We always think we're good. So in this episode, we have two special guests, Grace's son, Eric, and my daughter, Nia, that are going to be teaching us, or rather telling us how
they feel about
our style of parenting, and also giving us some tips. So this is going to be, I'm scared, because if you know anything about my daughter, she will speak her mind.
You know what? I think we need it.
Yeah, we need it.
So it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And this came from a story that the UK is always coming up with more of the stories that we discuss here. But there's a boy, he's a Ghanaian boy, he's 14, and his parents took him back to Ghana and left him in a boarding school because they said that he was getting affiliated with gang members. So they took him without his permission. He didn't consent to this. So after they took him, he actually went to the British Embassy. The audacity of these kids. He went to the British Embassy and he challenged them, and he's challenging his parents in court that he wants to go back to the UK. What do you think about this? Well, first of all, what do you think about people that take their kids to Africa if they are misbehaving?
You know what? I don't know. I have a mixed feeling about that. I can understand where the parents are coming from. You know, they feel like, okay, maybe if we remove him from this Western society, where you don't really have much control or discipline over the kids, maybe this will be positive. But 14, at the age of 14, now, there are other schools here in America, boarding schools, something close to home where he can still be around the culture that he is used to. Why Africa?
But I think most of the African parents, they believe that there's more discipline in Africa than it is here. Because, there's so many things that we grew up, like the discipline that I grew up, which was spanking and all those things. It's not legal here. So you have had children that have taken their parents, that have reported their children to social services, and they end up losing their children. So I can understand why, especially if someone is joining a gang. Because if someone is joining a gang, you are losing your child. The next thing is going to be drugs. The next thing is going to be, but I don't know personally, because I'm kind of like the same with you. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I would take my child, because if I can't discipline my child, what makes me think someone else will be able to?
Yeah, that's very true.
Can you imagine sending Eric to?
No, I can't even imagine him out of my sight, let alone sending him all the way to Africa, because that's a culture shock. Right there, because he's not exposed to that lifestyle or the culture over there. So that alone is going to be really a big change for a child.
And it can also backfire. I've had, I think a Zimbabwean family took their daughter, and because their daughter was more exposed and she started having affairs with teachers.
Oh my
She ended up being expelled from that school because she was exposing these children to something else.
Yeah, and another aspect is like the resentment that this child is probably having towards his parents right now. And then the emotional disconnect. Because a 14-year-old still need the guidance of the parents. So if you uproot him and just throw him to his strange space like that, it's gonna suffer an emotional disconnect, and that's something that you might not be able to get back.
Yeah.
Because at this age is where you form that.
Yes.
And you have to nurture it. Otherwise, once it's gone, it's gone. It's just gonna be a struggle with them growing up and being able to connect with you naturally.
And that brought me, I was asking when I was talking to one of my friends about this, we were saying, is it because, African parents, most African, especially the immigrant that just came, most of the time they are working so hard that they don't have time to sit down with their children. Do you think that could factor in? Because especially, I don't see it more in the US, but I see it more in London. A lot of African children are getting into gangs, they are stabbing each other, they are ending up in prison. So do you think it's us parents not doing what we are supposed to do as parents?
It could be both. To survive in UK, most of us will work 2-3 jobs.
Yes.
Life is really hard. So, and when you're doing shifts like that, you're not present at home.
Yes.
You don't have much time with the children.
Raising themselves.
So they are raising themselves, and they are raised by the friends in the community, gangs and all that. So it's a little bit of both. If you want to really, you have to make time. You have to know what is going on with them. You have to be there. And also, both parents need to be involved.
Yes.
I know a lot of people don't have the luxury of growing up with father and mother under the same roof. But however it is, you can make it work. Both parents need to be on the same page and be involved. So when one is absent, at least one can be present.
One can come in.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. But that is why I'm so excited about this conversation.
Yeah.
Because I think as parents, we always see things from our point of view. I know when I was growing up, decisions were made for me. No one came and consulted me with anything. Decisions were made for me.
Yes.
Simple
times
things
are different now.
Yeah, times are different now. And these children are speaking out. So if she thought taking him to Ghana, imagine this child managed to find resources, managed to reach out to the British Embassy.
Yeah.
They know their rights. So
do.
we can't just act anyhow with these children because they know their rights. He was
at
very
all.
resourceful to manage to go to the embassy, and now he's taking the court. The court initially ruled for the parents, but now he's taken it to High Court. So he's taken his own parent to High Court to say, I don't want to be in Ghana. I want to come back to the UK. And the High Court is yet to rule on this. But that just shows that these children,
they
are a
they know
special
what they
breed.
want, and they want what
I
they
can't
want.
imagine taking my mother to court.
Yeah, you know what? We wish the family all the best.
Yes.
I am going to be biased. I'm rooting for the kid because I feel like he needs to be reunited with his parents. But when it does I hope that they are able to change the situation for the better. I hope that, whatever it is, that they are able to come together as a unit.
As a unit, exactly.
Yeah. So
that is
wish
why,
them all
guys,
the
we
best.
are so excited. Next up, we're going to be bringing our children, and they are going to give us tips on how we can raise them. So we are going to be quiet and just listening. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, tribe. Look at this. This is like bring your kids to work day.
Exactly.
We are so honored to have you both joining us. Nia, you want to start by introducing yourself to our tribe?
Yeah, of course. Hi, my name's Nia. I'm Tendai's daughter. I'm her second-born child. I'm 22 years old. I'm a college student. I'm a senior at Georgia State University. I'm a psychology major and a gender studies minor. My biggest goal in life is to become a clinical psychologist specializing in young children. And I specifically want to help other people of color, especially kids who are second generation immigrants, because I know how different life experiences offer us. And yeah, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so proud of my mom, and I'm excited to be part of the tribe.
Look at me blushing. I'm blushing. Like, I'm just looking at you, and you look so beautiful, so articulate. So, man, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, Eric, you want to tell our tribe a little bit about yourself?
Okay. My name's Eric Brown. I'm 15 years old, and I'm the oldest son of my wonderful mom, Grace Brown.
And tell us, what are you studying? What year are you in now?
I'm a sophomore, and I'm in my second year of high school. And I like playing basketball, football, other hobbies like that. And I'm excited to be on the Tribe Talk Show today.
You're the one that's going to take us away from the hood, right?
Yes.
That NBA.
Yes.
NBA contract.
I tell him all the time, like, it's my 401k.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, so we just wanted to get your perspective of how your life was being brought up by African parents. I know with Eric, your dad is you get the best of both because your dad is American, your mom is Nigerian. So I just wanted to start by you, Eric. How was it like growing up in a multinational household for you?
So it's definitely like been like different from like American. So like it's like they teach you like a more like strict way. Like they don't like accept a lot of nonsense or like a lot of that playing around. Even though me and my brothers we still get away with it sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And it's been a wild ride, really. And but I appreciate what they do for me. It's that discipline that they taught me to like that's where I am today.
That's good.
Yes. That's wonderful. How about you, Nair? What do you think?
Well, both of my parents are Zimbabwean, but I was born and raised in England. So it was a very different experience. I would say the biggest difference is that Western culture, like England and America, are very individualistic and very much focused on the self, whereas Africa, Zimbabwe, Nigeria are like collectivist societies where like community is like everything, and everyone is, whether you're family, whether you're related or not, everyone is seen as family, and like everyone checks on each other. So like being like at home and experiencing that side of culture, and like being raised not only by my mother but by her sisters, by her friends who I would refer to as auntie, like how I do you. And then going to like school and like talking with friends who aren't from Africa or aren't from, you know, anywhere outside of the West, their experiences are completely different. You know, they don't really have community outside of their families.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a huge difference for me, a huge like cultural difference. Yeah.
So do you feel like your opinion is taken into consideration at home? Do you feel like your African parents, you know, allow room for your opinions, and do they listen?
I think my mom definitely does. I think growing up it was definitely different, but having like conversations and having like life experiences has definitely allowed us to have more productive conversations.
That's good.
I think it's just a difference of cultural upbringing and raising. Like my mom obviously was born and raised in Zimbabwe. That's a completely different upbringing than me, who was born and raised in England. And just like parental sort of disciplines and things like that. Mental health isn't really as big of a conversation in Africa as it is in the UK, in the US. So my mom had to relearn a lot of things that were different. And through doing that, she has grown, and she's also allowed me to grow and to be able to just have easier conversations with her.
That is so wonderful. How about you, Eric? You want to add on to that? Do you feel like you have opinions at home, that your opinions
You are
matter?
listened to?
Yeah, my opinions definitely matter at home. My mom, she always makes sure I'm well like attended to. At the same time, like she might also make some decisions for me that I don't get says in. But
Because you're still 15.
You're growing.
I know, but there's like I can tell a story real quick.
Sure.
This is one time. So remember, we were like, it was this one time we were coming late home from a game, and I asked you, yo, can we get McDonald's? I'm bringing food into this, I know. And you said, sure, we can get McDonald's. We was about to stop at McDonald's, right? I was like, Mom, you missed it. And she's like, I missed it on purpose. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm
There's
like,
McDonald's at home. Like,
There's food at
there's
home.
food at home.
There's food at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
I was
your mental health, like your emotions? Do you think us as African parents, we pay attention to your emotions? We take your feelings into consideration more compared to like your friends? What was your experience? I'll start with you, Eric.
oh yeah, they like African parents, they definitely like pay attention to your emotions a lot more.
What was
So-
your experience, Nia?
For me, I would say 100% after like having certain conversations. Like I said, like there's a different upbringing. So there's a different sort of like cultural conversation regarding mental health. And even in the US, mental health awareness hasn't really started to be taken seriously until like maybe 10, 15 years ago. And certain stigmas have been lifted. And I feel like I said, it's just an unlearning, relearning process of things, and just being open and allowing yourself to sometimes have, uncomfortable conversations that, people don't usually want to have. But my mom is very open, and she's been very supportive of my mental health journey personally. And yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Oh, look at that, sis. Oh, you are doing an amazing job. Just look at her expressing herself alone. It's a confirmation of the great work you're doing.
I also had to learn. I think earlier on, remember, I was coming from a culture where I wasn't listened to. So I think one thing that I wanted to do was I was very intentional. Things that I thought I missed in my childhood, I wanted to bring it to my children. So that also helped. But I think for most of us, those conversations were not there. How are you feeling? Who cares how you feeling?
Yeah,
What cares? As long as you have done your chores, you ate, that's all they cared. And I don't really blame them, because that was what it was. It was survival. And my parents were not taught this, so they were just doing the best they could with the resources they had.
Yeah. So we're going to continue with this conversation right after the break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Tribe. We're continuing our conversation with these young kings. So let me ask you this. Has there been a time that you wish that your parent could have understood you better?
Yeah, 100%. I think I've had my own mental health journey. Like I would say specifically during like high school, I started struggling with anxiety and depression, and just having to have like certain conversations with my mom. I feel like at first she didn't understand it because she didn't have those conversations with her mom about, her own experiences. And a lot of like unlearning had to sort of go down for her to be able to understand where I was coming from. And also her having her own experience after our grandfather passed away. Like my mom had her own experience with depression, and I think through experiencing that, she was able to understand it a lot more, and was able to get me the resources that I felt have helped me and have just helped me sort of navigate it more with more clarity and more understanding. And now, because of that, and because of gaining those resources, I'm now getting into the mental health field professionally, because it's something I'm so passionate about. And yeah, I would definitely say that. But she's done I'm so proud of the work that she has done.
That's amazing.
To educate herself and to help me through that.
That's amazing.
What about you, Eric? What has been your experience?
So I think they do a pretty good job of what they do when it comes to like your mental health and emotional health, and all of that. I've never had like any struggles with that, so God bless my mom for that.
Yeah.
God bless you.
And people always say that African parents are strict.
Yeah.
What has been your experience, Eric? Do you think your parents, especially your mom, being an African, do you think she's more stricter than your dad?
Oh yes, definitely.
In
So
what way?
my dad, he's more like laid back. I wouldn't say he's not lazy, to be honest. My dad is not lazy. My dad's hardworking and all that. Just my dad, he could be like more compliant in some like regions. Like I could ask him something, he'd most likely say yes. But my mom, I'm not saying that my mom wouldn't say yes, but she's more strict. Like, let's say my dad caught me in the middle of the night, just like up doing something. She'd be like, "Hey, get some sleep soon." My mom would be like, "Nope, take it all, go to bed."
Yeah.
She like she's like more like what's the word for it?
More stricter,
Yeah.
more organized. I think that's a Nigerian in her.
It
And also, I know that when it comes to choices, do you think you guys have been given choices to form your own paths, to make your own decision? Do you think we give you guys those?
Yeah. I think you guys do a pretty good job of doing that too. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Mia?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like a huge sort of like stereotype within sort of like African parenting is that strict mentality of, you either have to be a doctor or a lawyer, and a lot of kids in diaspora don't get to explore different creative fields and don't get to sort of be on their own individual path. Speaking for myself, my mom is very supportive of that. I think it's just because she works in the arts anyway. But I know personally a lot of kids who are pursuing careers that they're not necessarily passionate about because of that, or, are getting married, or, just different things that haven't necessarily been their control, but have been indoctrinated into them by their parents. But like personally, I feel like my mom allows me to pursue happiness, period.
Yeah.
And that's the number one thing. Like, as long as what you're doing makes you happy.
Yeah.
But I think
Within reason.
within reason, of course.
Yeah.
But I think it's out of concern, of course. It's out of a worry of financial stability.
Yeah.
But I think that is something that is a huge stereotype within African parenting, but it doesn't have to be. I think that there is a way for children to pursue their dreams and to also have financial stability as well as emotional stability.
Thank you. I think I have to take some notes from that, because when you talk about profession, I think I kind of had it laid down for the kids.
What does she say? What's your mom's do for you, Eric? What does she say you should do when you grow up?
She says she gives me 3 choices: doctor, engineer, or barber.
Oh, what?
Lawyer. No, that
Or you said barber last time.
no, the barber is like everybody has to have a side skill.
Side hustle.
side hustle.
side
So you can cut your
hustle.
own hair.
Uh-huh.
So what do you want to do?
I personally want to become a successful entrepreneur, or I want to go to the big leagues.
Okay.
Coach
Okay.
sports.
I can ride with that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But I think most of it is, like Nia said, it's out of concern.
Yeah.
We didn't have that guidance. We didn't know, like our parents didn't know when we were growing up. And we are living in a world where we see things. So like, for example, someone may want to do a certain profession, but we know certain jobs are going to be extinct very soon. So most of the time when we are giving you, like, you can never go wrong with being a doctor. You can never go wrong with being an engineer. So it's really out of love. But I think once you go to college, I mean, my son wanted to pursue music. That is something that is
It's
not
passion.
he's so passionate about. And, I had to guide him through
Yes.
within reasons. We still have to be parents. Remember, we're not your friend.
Yeah.
We're not your little friends.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We mean well
Yeah.
for the most part.
Okay, so another question I had was, what parenting habits do we have that you guys wish we could change?
So one thing I want you guys to maybe change is maybe hear your child out a little more. Like, sometimes it's more of like a one-sided conversation when it comes to like doing chores, doing all. I mean, I don't have a problem with doing chores, all that, but like when it comes to like standard stuff at home. So like Sometimes I wish my opinion would be heard more. Sometimes I'm like pretty tired coming home from football practice and all that, and then my mom would make me do some stuff and I'd be really tired and not want to do it. So
And
yeah.
she's just like, do it now or else.
Or else.
Okay.
That's,
I'm
we're
listening.
taking notes.
Yep,
We're
taking notes. Yeah.
What about you, Nia?
Well,
We listen, we don't judge.
we listen and we learn.
Yeah.
No, this is something you've improved on, though. I will say this. Mom used to be a bit of a helicopter parent, which is where it's like a little bit though, like a bit like overbearing. But I don't think you're like that anymore.
What does that
That's
do? You even
good.
know what a helicopter parent is?
That's when like you try to like police everything.
I can see
You're
that.
like you're not like that anymore, because like when I call you out on it once, you'll stop. It used to be where it's like I'd call her out on it and she would do it even more.
That's
but
good.
now I'll call you out on it and you'll stop.
That's good.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time, but before we end, I want you guys to share what, I mean, if you have the opportunity to advise African parents, what will your advice be?
And you can speak to
Yeah.
them directly. Yeah.
Allow your children to explore. Allow them to grow. Allow them to figure themselves out. Allow them to do things that you wouldn't necessarily expect people to do. Don't police them. Don't fit them into a box. Allow them to be unapologetically themselves. They don't have to conform. They don't have to, just let them be. Let them be. Let them grow. Let them learn.
That's
Okay.
That's good. How about you, Eric? Anything?
So first of all, just get to know your child, get to know their personality, just have conversation with them, grow your bond with them, to be honest. Second thing, just be around them more often. Just like when they see you, they're more happy. Just to know their parents are safe, just to know they're healthy and all that stuff. So just yeah.
That's so
Oh, this-
wonderful. This has
yeah.
been so good.
This
Thank
has been
you
so
so
good. Thank
much,
you so
guys.
much. We definitely would love to have you guys
Back.
back.
Yes.
So that you can see if there is improvement. But just know that we love you, and most of the things that we're doing,
It's out-
even those
done out
parents
of
that are
love.
sending their child to Ghana, it's out of love.
Yes.
But I think we have learned a lot in this episode.
We have. Unfortunately, that's all we have time for today. So we hope that you guys will tune in again, same time next week, and we'll see you then.